Here is the AFL news for Tuesday the 4th of December 2007, brought to you by AFL Spaces. Like MySpace but devoted to AFL footy. Join up for great video, audio, photos and conversations with other footy fans. Interact with fellow footy people and invite your mates. Now on with the news. Chris Palchin to stay with Hawthorn for the 2008 season, after much speculation that he was being courted by the Bulldogs to become their General Manager of Football Operations. During the week, the AFL, the Hawks noted that they would be holding on to Palchin and he'd agreed to stay on for 2008. There was speculation that another side, possibly Richmond, was after his services as well. Richmond did pick up Craig Cameron from Melbourne. He moved to the Bulldogs to become their list and strategy manager to rebuild their list after quite some time being at Melbourne as their recruiting manager. Melbourne had been trying very hard to hang on to him, but the offer of Richmond became too good. The AFL has announced their community camp locations for each team, and I'll run through them now. Adelaide are going to be in the Barossa Valley, Brisbane Lions Townsville, Carlton in South Africa, Collingwood will also be in South Africa, Essendon in East Gippsland, Fremantle will be going to South Africa and then on to Albany as well. Geelong will be in the Gold Coast, Hawthorn will be going to their second home in Tasmania, Kangaroos will be going to Northern Rivers and the Gold Coast, Melbourne will be going to Canberra, Port Adelaide Waianawa, Richmond will be going to Echuca, St Kilda will be going to Ballarat, Sydney will be doing multiple education events around the Greater Sydney area. West Coast Eagles are going to South Africa and then on to Norrigan. Western Bulldogs will be in Darwin just before their pre-season game up there. So they're the AFL community camps that will be held next year to promote AFL football in outer areas. In other news, police used capsicum spray on Kangaroos Premiership player Shannon Grant. There was some trouble up with a couple of Kangaroo players. Aaron Edwards was lying unconscious after a wild night at the Lionel Richie concert, and Hamish McIntosh was also involved in the proceeding. North Melbourne's Donald McDonald has come out and said that the players will be disciplined, and more details of that will come at a later date. In the final piece of news, St Kilda have graciously offered to play 4 games at the Gold Coast if North Melbourne reject their bid to reject the AFL's bid to get them to move to the Gold Coast, and there is some talk that they'll strip the games off North Melbourne. So the Saints have stepped in and said they'll play the 4 games there on the condition that they play a maximum of 6 games interstate, and that that would mean that some of the games that they played at the Gold Coast would actually be away games. I can't see the rest of the league going for this, and if they were going to go with something like this, they would be more likely to offer that opportunity to Collingwood than to give it to St Kilda. But you can't blame the St Kilda board for trying. This has been the AFL news for Tuesday the 4th of December. Don't forget to check out aflspace.com for all your footy social networking. Thanks very much, and see you next time.